Welcome into We Talk Ball, a college football show powered by College Sports Crew. This is Chris, that is Austin, and it is the long days of the off season. But have no fear, me and Austin are at We Talk Ball. We're here all off season. There is no off season for us, baby. We are here and we are going to talk college football from here all the way till September. And yeah, year round, baby. How you doing, Austin?
Well, I don't know how I'm doing tonight, Chris. You know, outside of Saturdays during football season, Thursday is my favorite day of the week.
Hmm.
I get to come on here and talk ball with my best friend, and I look forward to it all day. And today, look forward to the night all day long. And 2 hours before the show, my best friend decides to post a thumbnail to promo the show titled Winners and Losers. And who does he use in the thumbnail on the loser side, standing right next to Mike Norvell? So I'm not in a great mood. I
That
I came to
explains
the I came
everything.
I came to the show tonight to fight, I think. So we'll see how fun this gets.
To be fair, and to let YouTube know, I did warn you. I did tell you this days in advance. You now, I may not have told you what the promotional thumbnail would be. Uh, I not have known that. But yes, we'll get to that in a minute. All right, listen. Miami, Indiana. We're not going to do a deep dive. We're not going to go too far in it. You want to go check out a live reaction? It's on the YouTube channel at College Sports Crew. Coach Pops and Snacks did the majority of it. I hopped in midway. So if you want a live, reaction from that game Monday night, you can go to the YouTube channel and watch it. We'll do a little brief talk about it real quick. We're also going to get into transfer portal winners and losers. And then to add on that Miami, Indiana talk, also talk about possible uh, other Indianas that's out there. But yeah, Miami, Indiana. Indiana wins. Was it 27-24? I think it was, or 27-21.
Let's, yeah,
27-21.
27,
Yeah,
27, 21.
27-21. Man, Austin, Indiana did it, man. They did it.
The-
Like we haven't we
Like,
haven't been live since then. So
you know what's funny is I caught myself, I don't know why, like I caught myself giving Miami uh a moral victory in this game. And it's like this was a national championship game. It's supposed to be a close game.
yeah.
And kudos to Indiana, man. They didn't win 38-3. I think that's what I was hoping for, just to make me feel better as a Bama fan. But
Well, the
man,
Oregon
kudos
game
to
should have done
Indiana.
that.
It did. It made me feel a lot better, but now I just feel like maybe Oregon was overrated too. um, no, man, who would have thought that we would see Indiana win a national championship ever?
Even me as the guy that kind of fought against many people on TikTok about how Indiana's legit, they can win a national championship. Even me, like I'm still like kind of shocked by it. I don't think this is so massive for the sport. It's so massive. I don't know if this is the beginning of something. I don't know if this is a one off. I tend to lean that it's a little lazy to just assume this is just a like. So most of the conversations is now centered around, oh, but this is a one of one. Kurt Snetty's one of one. Blah 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 blah. And I called out some people on that, and I think that's a little lazy because 3 years ago, those same people that are now telling you Indiana's a one off and Oklahoma State, you can't do it. Arkansas, you can't do it. North Carolina, you can't do it. 3 years ago, they said Indiana couldn't do it. And then they did it.
Yeah,
So I don't know if we're going to see another Indiana. I don't think we're going to see a team like that. I do
yeah,
think there's a possibility that we do see another team down the road creep up and pop up and do something like that. And we'll get to that in a minute. But I don't know, man. I think it's really good for college football. I think this is awesome. I think that this breeds so much hope into other fans.
listen here.
Yeah,
I guess you could call Miami a blue blood. They have a big
Yeah,
following,
yeah,
obviously,
it's a big program. Yeah.
but obviously they're not the team that has been, you know, in the thick of things the last couple of years, and the Alabama, the Georgias, the Ohio States.
Well,
Um, Second most watched football game of all time.
30 million. That's crazy.
Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
30
Yeah.
million people got to watch Indiana win a national championship.
I'm a Georgia fan. You're an Alabama fan. I don't think the numbers for that game would have been that high.
Not even close.
Mm-mm. That was because of who was, and I think Miami played a role in that too because it's been so long since they've been in it.
I
And
agree. I said that last week. It was a great story either way.
mm-hmm.
Whoever won the game, much bigger for the game of football that Indiana won it. But it was a cool story having both of those programs in there.
Yeah. And like
Um,
Athletes Forum podcast said, and I think you too. I think my comments thing's doing it again. So if I miss your comments, Jesus, we got to get that fixed. It's very. I know I'm getting frustrated. Indiana's completed TCU mission. Yeah. And then he said, that's Texas USC's numbers. It is like it's like that. That was a massive number for that game. I thought it was going to be a big number because it being Indiana. And the story and all that stuff. And then also on the Miami side of things, for people like me, that's when we were growing up watching college football. That's when it started, was that Miami era, Miami and FSU era. Is kind of like, I know for you too, Austin, was when we got into college football, that's what was the thing back then. So the Miami side of
well,
people our age was watching also because of Miami. Like,
I'll go back even further, dude. I was 6 years old
mhm.
when I remember, very briefly, but you remember little
Oh yeah.
spaces in your head of my dad talking about. I mean, that was when Miami was a powerhouse in the early '90s as well,
Mhm.
and Alabama played them in the national championship in 1992, and huge underdogs, and came out on top and won that national championship. And like, I still remember Miami from that far back.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, man, it was crazy. I still can't believe it. Was there any big takeaways from that game? Like I said, we're not gonna go deep into it, but is there anything big that you came away from that game?
No, I mean, I hate to say it, I feel like the right two teams were in the national championship.
Yeah, I do too. I
My
do too.
biggest take, my big, I don't know that anybody else in the playoffs would have played, maybe Georgia because of their defense, but uh, would have played Indiana that close. Just
I don't think Georgia. I don't. I think you're right. I think Miami's the best. I think that that's funny. I was listening to a podcast today, and they were discussing that, and I'm glad you brought that up because I wasn't going to bring it up on the show. But I'm glad you did because I was like, man, that's an interesting question. And
I'll,
that
I'll
discussion.
I'll give you something to clip if you want to later on tonight, but I truly think Miami was Carson Beck away from being national champions.
Oh, you want me to make it even more clippable? Uh, I think if that Duke kid was on that team Monday night, the Duke quarterback, Miami
Yeah,
would have. Because
yeah.
I think, look, kudos to Indiana.
No,
For the love of God, do not think we are taking anything away from Indiana. But that I felt like that game, that was the worst Indiana's played. Now, kudos to them because they won. Period.
yeah.
End of story. I thought Miami's defense did a phenomenal job against them, affecting Mendoza, stopping the run game a good bit. It's not like Indiana's offense was lighting them up across the box score, and I think Miami, it was just a quarterback issue. I think I think Beck he just played like Beck, that I know and love as a former Georgia fan. But I hope that he got his, he's treated so badly at UGA and at Herb Street, and Flower or whatever his name is said multiple times that night how horribly wrong he was treated at Georgia, and how his national championships at Georgia as a backup don't even count. So I hope he takes those rings and shove them in a box in the attic, and go on about his life as the mistreated Georgia stepchild. What a crock of shit. What a crock of crap,
I,
man. Like,
I thought you weren't gonna go on that rant tonight.
man, dude, that narrative, man, get out of here with this, man. Listen, these guys are paid now, right? And I'm going to get hate for this because I still think we have people out there that live in that old school mentality. They're just kids, and they're just college kids, and all this bull crap. No, this man's paid $4 million a year. Carson Beck's a douche. Carson Beck has spread this little false narrative that he was treated like crap at UGA, and he's apparently, I know what he says publicly, and it's that he loved his time at UGA, but what he's saying privately apparently is not what he's been saying publicly, because the media keeps eating up this mistreatment. And I can tell you, they're not making that shit up. They had to get it from somebody, and they're either getting it from him or his camp. And yeah, screw that guy. I enjoyed the hell out of that interception he threw, because I watched many of those. Bum ass was throwing them at Georgia. Clip that, Mr. Mistreated. That's mistreatment right there. Get out of here with that, man. I'm so sick of that storyline, dude. And before anybody comes at me with he's just a cop, man. That man was paid $4 million. He ain't no. He's a pro athlete now, baby. We can talk like this now about players, man. They're pro athletes now. We're not doing this student athlete crap. Side note, as a Rams fan, Austin, thank you for the first round pick. Back to the show. Chris shows his true feelings about Carson Beck. Clip that, especially when he says crock of shit. Thank you, StreamYard. Yeah, man. When I clip that and put that on TikTok, I'm probably Miami fans going to come after me. But hell, they've been coming at me since I picked against them all 4 games. So finally got one right. Last one.
Barely.
No,
but no, we can sit here and talk about Carson Beck and all that all we want, but kudos to both teams. It was a great game. It's for not really having a dog in the hunt. It's that's the best national championship game we've had in a while. That as a non-fan, you could just sit down and enjoy a good game. The defensive scheme that Miami had was, they came out with the mentality we're going to pop Mendoza a couple times. I know there were some questions whether there was a couple that were late or not. I don't think they cared. I think they'd have took the 15. Because I'll be honest,
that was part of the plan.
I think it was, and it worked. He was shook a little bit there for a while. Kind of that middle, the middle, call it middle 8 minutes of the game. He was shook up. He didn't care. The ball was coming out quick. So, but again, with all of that adversity, just kudos to them. They won the football game. And still sounds weird to say, but Indiana national champions.
Indiana, baby. Kudos to them. All right. Austin, let's play a little game before we get to the transfer portal winners and losers. I guess I'll go first. Let you have time to think about it. Possibly some possible teams that are maybe we could see as the next Indiana. I don't know about 26-2, but that could make some
win a national championship.
Yeah. I've got one in particular in mind. Oklahoma State. Eric Morris. Remember that? If you're a diehard college football, you know who Eric Morris is. He's a quarterback whisperer. And I'm going to get into more of him and his team in the transfer portal windows and losers, so I don't want to give up too much. But if you don't know him, he's a quarterback whisperer. He's the guy who's coached Patrick Mahomes. He was the offensive coordinator for Patrick Mahomes. He coached Baker Mayfield. He coached Cam Ward and then Mestamaker last year, if that's how you say his name. I hope I did not butcher that. Last year at North Texas. So, one of the things about Kurt Cinetti and his success at Indiana was he brought a lot of JMU players, and 17 North Texas players went with him to Oklahoma State. That includes
I was just about to say North Texas got railed.
Yeah. And I think he's a phenomenal coach. And I don't think he took that Oklahoma State job if he wasn't told, because for as much credit Kurt Cinetti gets, and he deserves all of it, the school also backed him and his plan. They finally got serious about money, about fundraising, booster. I mean, Mark Cuban. That people think that Mark Cuban just bankrolled this thing. No, Mark Cuban didn't donate much at all the first year, if I read it right. But Mark Cuban's been, apparently is an alumni of Indiana, has been forever, and he's never donated until Kurt Cinetti came. And so I think Oklahoma State's going to get some serious. They're going to get serious about NIL and football and funding that program. And I think Eric Morris is a coach that is really damn good at offense and particularly quarterback development. Particularly the quarterback. I mean, look at the quarterback he has right now from North Texas. The guy didn't play high school football, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So and he's like one of the top quarterbacks in the country. So I'd go Oklahoma State. I have another one in mind, but I don't want to steal it if you say it.
Yeah, I've got two things to say. I'll throw a team out there. I think a team that could have potential could be like a UCLA. Just
Ooh,
they've got the support support out there to do it. They got it. I mean, obviously they got to get some
I
more
like
pieces
that.
in the right places, but I could see that. What I think is gonna happen more though, and I think look, I think it's great for football. That Indiana won a national championship. But what could really be great is I think you're going to get some of that, but you're also going to get more of the transfer portal is going to help, Tennessee get back to who they want to be. It can help Florida get back to who they want to be. It can help USC get back to who they want to be. Like
Mm,
I, and I sound like a hypocrite saying this, but like this year was fun. The playoffs were awesome. I thought the football was just phenomenal. This whole season was great. But I mean, what does it look like when we get back to when the playoff is full of, you know, just call it Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, USC, Notre Dame. Like, I mean, it's just I think that's gonna be I think that's gonna be great for football because
mhm.
A, they're gonna make a bunch of money and hopefully they'll do the right thing with it and use it to improve the sport. But um,
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Uh-huh. That's
But
that's like asking my ex not to be crazy.
which one?
All of them.
You used to know how to pick them, bro.
All of them. Look out for Wayne Knight, running back at UCLA. Yeah, Athletes Forum podcast. Look out for Wayne Knight, running back for UCLA. Hey, listen to Athlete. He knows his stuff on that stuff. Yeah, I love that UCLA pick. I legit love it. I thought about them because I think Bob Chesney, the coach there, also from James Madison, and but he's kind of similar to Coach Zanetti. He came up the hard way, FCS level, I believe. The smaller school level type thing, and yeah, and I've everything I've ever read about Bob Chesney is he's the next big thing. And I would imagine UCLA's always been known. One of the reasons Chip Kelly left is lack of support there. Just was super hard job to have because just the school, from what I've understand, never cared. But I would imagine Chesney didn't.
Yeah.
He had a really good job at James Madison. I would
Everything
imagine.
I've read is they're
Yeah,
changing that.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I kind of just assumed that because these coaches, they're pretty smart dudes. I don't think he would take that job. But yeah, if they're serious,
And
UCLA. There's no reason UCLA can't do what some big time programs do.
well, it's showing that that can work. Like if you take, I don't think you can sustain it over years, but look at Texas Tech this year. They went all in and spent as much money as they possibly could on a team last year. And I mean, they made it to they get Final Four, final. Doesn't matter. They made it to the
Yeah, they made it.
quarterfinals, semifinals, which is a great season. They were a good football, a great football team, and call it what
Mhm.
you want, whether they bought a team or not. You still got to win ball games.
Yep, still got to coach them
Um,
to win
yeah.
it. Yeah. A little sneaky one. I'm gonna go a little SEC, Kentucky.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll get into them. We'll get to them in our next segment. But I like what they're doing in the portal. I also like Will Stein as a coach.
I like his energy, man.
I do too. I like him a lot.
It's something about a coach coaching at a school that isn't a job. Like it's out of love. You know, it's like watching Coach O coach at LSU. Like it was fun. Like I pulled for LSU when Coach O was there
Mhm.
because you just knew that man loved being at LSU. Um, so I kind of get that same feeling from Will Stein at Kentucky right now. Like he's happy to be there, and I have nothing but high hopes for him.
Yeah, and back to UCLA. If UCLA gets collective supports and they have a coach that can turn around fast, yeah. And I love that pick by you, Austin. I thought about that one early in the car, but decided to go Oklahoma State. But yeah, UCLA and Oklahoma State, I think, are really two good candidates. And we'll talk Oklahoma State, Kentucky, and the transfer portal thing. But yeah, that's what Indiana winning has done to me, because you can't tell me, like, if you're an Arkansas fan in Fayetteville or anywhere in the country, or if you're one of the big boosters in at one of those schools, and you're sitting at home and you're watching Indiana do what it did, and you're not sitting there going, "Why not us? Why can't we do that?" So I hope
Yeah.
Indiana winning is going to get more smaller, programs that we thought could never win national championships
What about
to
like a what about Minnesota?
yeah, PJ Fleck, yeah.
I love PJ Fleck. I mean he's shown he can win when he gets some talent.
Yeah, I like PJ Fleck, but man, he's got too much damn energy. Could you imagine waking up in the morning to that? I
I know.
you know me, I ain't a morning person, my dude. Man, I bet he comes in all jacked up. Man, I'll be ready to
Yeah.
punch somebody. I ain't got time. Don't talk to me for like 2 hours. I get up at 5 every morning. I don't want to talk for like 2 hours. Just leave me inside.
You don't answer the phone if I call before then.
Yeah, I don't want to. I get annoyed when people and called me that early. Like, I couldn't imagine if PJ Fleck was my boss and I got to go in and freaking this dude seems like he's drunk 10 cups of coffee and never mind, and snorted something. But that dude's high energy. But I do love him. I do love him. But yeah, row the boat. All right, let's see. Fun fact: my college strength and conditioning coach, along with one of defense coaches at Maine, are on the Minnesota staff.
Nice.
Dude, I'm telling you, this is a good time to take a break real quick. Guys, you need to go follow us at College Sports Crew on YouTube. At College Sports Crew. You can see it right in the middle of me and Austin, right there. You can also see it under my name right there. At College Sports Crew. We got so many great shows, which includes Athletes Forum Podcast. He just did an episode the other night, talked about the Mensa stuff at Duke, which is why we're not really talking about it. He brought it up on his show. So if you want to get all the good stuff about that, go over to the College Sports Crew and check out Athletes Forum Podcast. Videos up and running. I think also our guys at the Veterans Sports Voice podcast talked about it too. And their show went live. What's today? Thursday. So his did Tuesday. Theirs was Tuesday. His was Wednesday. Theirs was Tuesday. So go check those out. And yeah, man, they know their stuff. And I think he also talked some SEC stuff on there too. So y'all need to go check that out at College Sports Crew on YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter at College Crew and on TikTok at College Sports Crew. All right. Transfer portal. Winners and losers. Let's start with the winners. Drag that out a little bit longer.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Let's start with the winners. And I'm going to start with the one that's going to make a certain fan base really mad because they are beefing on Twitter. I don't think this beef will ever end, to be honest with you. LSU and Ole Miss. I think LSU's a massive winner, Austin. I don't take the rankings in the portal class too seriously because there's a lot that goes into that. And I think it's still all kind of new and they're still trying to figure that out and how to do it. But if you do, they are ranked 6th right now, according to On3. But, man, I really love – now, I do still have question marks about the offensive line for now. There may be a big addition. I was really hoping his ass was going to decide before we went live tonight, but he didn't. But I still have a few question marks on the offensive line. But man, what else they've done, man? I mean, he's doing it again. Lane's doing it again. He's doing it again. He's done
Yeah.
it again.
I
Sam Levitt. I mean, you
I'm
got
curious
Sam.
to see. That was one of my biggest question marks with Lane was, and obviously you can't judge it off of this year, but
No,
is he? I mean, it's because it's his first year, but is he gonna live in the transfer portal like he did at Ole Miss?
I think he's going
Like,
to do both. I think he's going to do high
yeah,
school and portal because that's what Miami's done and Oregon's done, and they were in the Final Four.
yeah,
I mean, if you go look up Oregon and Miami, they're routinely top 6 in high school recruiting. They're also mostly top 10 in portal rankings.
yeah,
And so they do both. I think he's going to do both. I think that's why he left Ole Miss is because you can only do one at Ole Miss, in his opinion.
yeah.
Um, and I think that's why he went to LSU. But yeah, I mean, but like you said, now they went extremely over. They went extremely a lot because they had to. It's first year, but man, I can't be more impressed with this what he pulled. Sam Levitt, number one. I don't know that I know Sam Levitt had a bad year, but I've mentioned it on here. I'm not going to throw out the numbers again. But that offense, I don't really care who's the quarterback. They're going to be fine. And I think Sam Levitt's going to put up huge numbers in that offense.
Sam
And then on
Levitt
top
had
of
no. Sam Levitt had one guy to throw to last season. Like people don't
exactly.
realize that he had
It,
one receiver that he could count on.
yeah.
That's not going
Yep.
to be the case under Lane's offense.
No, because that was the next thing I was going to bring up. The wide receiver class, I was real impressed. J.C. Brown from Kansas State, fast guy, deep threat. Also got Eugene Wilson out of Florida. I think he has super high potential. And it's not just the offense. The defensive side, they did pretty good too. Thank God this was announced. I think it was today. I was hoping it would be before our show, but Prince Will, I'm not even going to attempt to say his last name. When YouTube starts paying me, I'll get it right, but I'm not going to. But Prince Will from Ole Miss, badass pass rusher to go along with TJ Daughtry. I think I said that right. Ole Miss linebacker, got a couple of D line kids to go along that D line class they pulled in the high school ranks. Other than the offensive line, which I still think is a question mark, they did get a couple of offensive line pieces. But they are waiting and trying to get Jordan Seaton from Colorado, best
Yeah,
offensive tackle in the country. It looks like it's trending LSU's way, but I've heard that it's kind of getting away from LSU right now. So we'll see. But man, I just couldn't be more impressed. This portal class, it's made me really. It's done two things for poor Lane. Well, not poor Lane. My man's rich, but he's going to be under a lot of pressure year one. Because I'm pretty high on LSU after this portal class they pulled in.
yeah. Ooh.
Better. Oh, go ahead, Austin.
No, I was reading. I was reading that. Go ahead.
Yeah, better coach and our team builder, Lane versus Mario. I asked because I wonder how quick LSU fans are expecting a turnaround. Ooh. That's a
So
good question.
that's two different questions in there. I would say, how
Yeah.
quick are LSU fans expecting a turnaround? Quick, like like quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
After
I don't
this
want
class,
to.
really quick.
Yeah, I mean, it almost feels like they got to at least be in the playoffs next year.
With this class, yes. I think before this portal class, I think LSU fans were just riding high on the
Yeah,
whole, like, we hired Lane. This is going to work out. I think after this portal class, I think it's now like they're like, oh yeah, it's playoff or bust, baby. It's
yeah,
playoff or bust. And I'll be honest, maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I think that this class is enough to get him to the play. I think this class is just as good as the one he hauled in at Ole Miss when they went 9-3. The year they should have been in the national, in the playoffs, but they choked against
yeah,
Kentucky, Florida. That was one of the best portal classes he's ever had, and I think this is comparable to that. I really
yeah.
do.
I would
Um,
agree with that.
all right, another winner, Kentucky. Dude, It's really hard to get offensive linemen in the portal because offensive linemen don't go in the portal, not good ones. What a lot of these schools are doing is they're really doing a great job retaining the lines of scrimmage. They're once they get these guys from high school, they're not letting them go. They're paying them what they need to be paid because, as we know in football, that's lines of scrimmage, baby. It's a lines of scrimmage game, and you're not seeing. You'll see a Jordan Seaton. You'll see one or two jump in, but you don't see a lot of high quality offensive linemen or in the portal. So it's really hard to find them. You'll see your skill guys, you'll see your running backs, you'll see your quarterbacks, but offensive line. But Kentucky, to me, I think they got the best offensive line class in the portal. They got the Vols offensive tackle, Lance Hurd. They got the Baylor center, Colton Price, a couple of other guys. On top of that, I really love Mincy from Notre Dame that they flipped from Nebraska.
Hmm.
I'm really high on that kid because I do believe what the storyline was with CJ Carr and him. That apparently that battle was super close. And you know how high I am on CJ Carr. So if he was pushing CJ Carr to the point that dude almost had the job from CJ Carr, I'm really high on him. And then you add in Will Stein and his offensive prowess. Man, dude, I think. Oh, and adding Nick Anderson. I know he wasn't what I thought he was going to be at LSU. I'm still really high on that kid because of what he did at Oklahoma his freshman year. I think the
Yep.
LSU thing wasn't his fault. Bad quarterback, bad offensive play calling, blah, 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 blah. So really hot. And then added the running back from Texas, CJ Baxter.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with what Sign's done in the portal.
No, I told you, man. I think you're just doing a great job of creating some excitement. I think Kentucky's probably, helping back that a little bit with some NIL money. And yeah, I mean, I could see Kentucky being the next Vandy, you know.
I
Like
could
we didn't
too.
talk about that. Like we had a season where there was literally an argument that Vanderbilt could have been in the playoffs, you know.
Yes.
But no, I could definitely see Kentucky getting to that level and honestly understand maybe even sustaining that for a little longer than I think Vanderbilt will.
Yeah. Yes. I Man, Vandy didn't do much in the portal. I didn't write anything down about Vandy, but they didn't do
Yeah.
seem like we'll get to them in some other episodes. But yeah, I really like Kentucky. Another winner, Texas. But I'm still not sure what the hell they're doing to fix the O line. But buddy, they got some dudes elsewhere. They
Yeah.
got effing dudes. Two dynamic running back in Smothers and Relique Brown. I think those two guys just fit Sark's offense perfectly. Two really fast guys, great pass catchers. Hollywood is a guy you grown to love for 5 minutes, and then he was gone. Uh, and then uh, and then you add in Cam Coleman. They got the number 3 cornerback in Bo Mascor and the number 9 defensive line in Ian. And yeah, again though, I'm concerned about the offensive line. I don't know that they fixed that. I don't think you could have fixed that in the portal. But man, they killed it everywhere else. This is an all-in moment for Sarkeesian.
Yeah. No, man, I think Texas has put themselves again, we've said this 100 times on the show. We'll never say national championship or bust because you just can't in a playoff era. But Texas is as damn close as you can be to national championship or bust with this team they have.
Um, the comments are doing it again, so I'm getting crap really late. Kentucky SEC only schedule: Bama, A&M, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma, Vandy, Tennessee, Florida, Missouri. Ouch.
Only tough game on there is what, Vandy?
Somebody's not. He's fixing to get on me for my loser here in a minute, and he's down on Alabama too, apparently. Uh, but yeah, good luck being BB. Um, yeah, I'm really yeah. I mean, they do have a tough schedule, but yeah, with Texas, man, yeah, they're going all in, and yeah, be careful saying that natty or bust, man. I clipped that part of one of our shows on TikTok. Whew, that did not go over well with Texas fans. Uh, that did not go over well. Man,
Are
a lot
they
of
are they are, are they trying to say that they shouldn't win a national championship?
Yeah, they're not on the natty or bust. At least a couple that screamed at me, um, and called us idiots. But yeah, yeah, apparently not. It'll be funny though if they don't. Yeah, they'll be on it then. Like they'll
Yeah,
use this as as a reason to whine about it. Like you did this and that, and we still couldn't win a national championship. I'm like, well, you told us it wasn't natty or bust. So,
yeah,
all right, another winner before we move to the losers. Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State is a it did we talked a little bit about it, in our segment about the next
yeah,
Indiana. But yeah, I think, look, they got 17 former North Texas guys. That included the quarterback, top quarterback in the country, top running back on their team, and the third best wide receiver on North Texas. So they got their
yeah.
skilled guys and all that, and I think they did an impressive job.
Not to mention that North Texas, I mean, that was a good football team last season. So it's not like you're saying, oh, you brought a bunch of guys from a sorry football team. Um,
No,
and they have some great experience in playing some highly competitive games.
yeah,
So I think that's the where the portal is so great. I'll be curious to see. Um, because the following, he has, you mentioned earlier, is a lot like Signetti's following from JMU. Um, I'll be curious to see how far they go in the first, like, soon.
yeah.
Just because he's coaching players, he's been coaching, for a couple of years now already. Um, they have some playing experience, and can he take them to that next level?
Yep, I agree. All right, losers.
Come on.
Man, don't worry. You ain't gonna say nothing worse than what Roll Tide, Roll Billy on TikTok said to me. Whoever that guy is, I'm sure he didn't come from a unbiased opinion. Yeah. So I posted our YouTube thumbnail on TikTok to promote the show, and I mean, I knew what I was doing. I knew who was in the graphic. I knew it was. I knew it could come. Yeah, but he wasn't very kind to us. Yeah, Bama. Listen, I do think Bama filled some needs. I don't think the overall class though was very good. I think of the top 80 players in the portal rankings from 24/7, 6 of them are former Crimson Tide players. Um I don't know, man. I didn't when I looked through this class and I looked through, everything from top to bottom, I just wasn't impressed, man. Other than I did like Devin Tompkins and I did like Terrence Green. I love those additions on the D line.
Let me say this. Let me say this. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. Um, my Falcons just hired a very questionable head coach, and then you're kind of, you're getting used to that, and then they turn around and they hire Tommy Reese as the OC, and you're like, well, all right, so next season's done for the Falcons. Our Braves have done nothing, and the players they have signed have already gotten hurt. So it looks like my Braves season's gonna suck. So I'm gonna argue a little bit for Alabama because I can't live a year thinking that I have no good sports to look forward to. Um, the two things that Alabama needed to fix was the O line and the D line, right? That was the main thing. And I mean, they pretty much flipped it. So they had to. Um, Only time will tell what that's gonna look like, right?
Yeah,
But at least they saw an issue and they went and did something about it. I'm happy with that.
yeah,
Obviously losing Isaiah Horton is huge from the wide receiver room. That's where we needed to pick somebody up. I mean, I'm hoping Ryan Williams, what's his name? Oh. I'm hoping Ryan Williams can get back to 17-year-old Ryan Williams form. We did hold on to Latsir Brooks, who I think is going to be, I think he may be the star next year. Um, I would love to see. So there's Did you see after Mensa all went down with him, that wide receiver Barcate
Mhm.
from Duke? Um,
Yeah,
he entered the portal.
yeah, I saw that.
Well, rumor is he wants to go to Miami with Mensa.
Yeah.
However, if that doesn't go through, rumor is he's still going to stay in the portal, and Alabama's up there.
Ooh,
From what I've read, so
I would like
it,
that.
it 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 all depends on what happens there. Um, and Pete Nakos came out today. Miami's backup running back, the Pringle kid,
Yeah.
uh, he has Alabama listed as the early team to watch.
Ooh, okay.
So
Plus
if they
chance
could
to.
slide in on the backside, rebuild the trenches, add one more wide receiver, and get a
Yeah.
solid back, I've got something. Give me something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Look, I
And it
love
may
Ty
be.
Simpson. I love Ty Simpson. I love who he is as a
Yeah.
person. He's just a good dude. I'm excited for a change there. I know people are talking about losing him. I think we've got some dogs behind him. I think it's going to be a quarterback battle. And I think it's going to be fun. I think the offense can be fun next year. If
Yeah.
we need one more good receiver.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's a good.
Assuming Ryan Williams gets back to being Ryan Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
stayed, which was honestly a shock to me. I kind of thought just his
I really
demeanor,
did too.
his demeanor of last season, I really felt like he may leave, like maybe he wasn't happy or something. So um that showed me something that he stayed. So I'm looking forward to him kind of coming out of that sophomore slump next season.
Yeah, me too. At least one podcast, Kennesaw State saved the state of Georgia. I mean, fair. Very fair. Again, I don't know what's going on with the YouTube comments, but they're coming in late, so I'm having to post them after we already talked about stuff. All right, another loser, Florida State. They got a few guys that were intriguing, but overall, man, at the key positions, I was not impressed. The quarterback, I wasn't impressed with that. I don't think they added any notable weapons for Deuce Robinson at all to help him on the outside and stuff. So I just I think I think I'm stating the obvious. I think this is it for Norvell.
Yeah, it almost feels like he knows it. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not saying he didn't try because I'm sure behind the scenes they are, but it feels like they didn't even try. It's kind of
Yeah,
like I talked about like Dabo at Clemson. The hires he made, was that the right hire? I don't know, but I think it's the only chance he has to flip it around quick.
yeah.
But it almost felt like Norvell's kind of thrown the towel in and see what happens.
Yeah.
In the
Speaking,
off season. That well, I shouldn't say off season. See what happens after 3 or 4 games when teams
yeah,
start firing coaches.
yes, yes. Um, I will. That's a good transition to my next loser, Clemson. Uh, I do think kudos to Dabo. I think he did better this year than he did last year. Matter of
I think he
fact,
took
I think.
one player last year.
Well, yeah, that's true. You can't do any work. That is true.
Yeah,
Uh, but hey, progress. We've been begging for Dabo to do something, and I think he took 10 or 11 kids, which is a freaking miracle. Um, and but I thought he actually did pretty decent on the defensive side. I thought they got some really good guys on the defensive side. My problem is they didn't get shit on offense, and the offense was really bad. The offense was 62nd in yards per play, and the O line was 91st in pressure rate allowed, and they only got one kid on the offense side of the ball, which was the running back from SMU. So it just sounds like you went out and made a retread hire in Chad Morris, who hasn't coached ball in I think since COVID. And then you didn't get him much help in the portal. Yeah, just sounds like another typical let's all shucks run it back Dabo.
yeah,
And yeah, I mean they're a loser. Again, a second year in a row. I almost didn't put him down because I'm tired of talking about him every year in this segment that we do every year. So
yeah.
FSU being a loser sounds like a win, a win-win to me. Dude Minnesota State at USC. For the first time in a while, I have no clue who the Clemson quarterback will be. Yeah, they didn't even. I mean, I've said it on this show before. I think this is Dabo's last year. Honestly, I'm
Coaching,
surprised it ain't this year.
coaching, or at Clemson? You think he'll go
Mm,
somewhere else?
I think he'll be done coaching. I think he'll be done coaching.
I
I
can't
think he'll
picture
move
him
to
anywhere.
TV.
I can't picture him anywhere else.
I can't either. I think the Alabama thing and him, which has always been a big thing that we as fans have made. I think that ship has sailed. I
Yep.
think if Bama tried to hire him, like say DeBoer has a bad season and he's done. Because I'm telling you, if DeBoer does have a bad season, he's out. He's done. I think I think Bama fans. I think that city, Tuscaloosa, would riot.
Yeah.
If you tried to introduce that, they would do what Tennessee. They would make what Tennessee did to that Rutgers coach. They'd make that look like child's play. They would
Yeah.
go nuts. All
No,
right,
I agree.
my last loser of the night. I feel bad for saying this team, man. I just don't know what to say. Iowa State. I'm sorry. Like I feel bad. I feel
Are,
bad.
are they going to have enough players to play?
They lost 55 players. 55. And then the season ending starting 22. The season ending starting 22. 15 of them have entered the portal to go to the Penn State Cyclones.
Cyclones, yeah.
Yeah, because that's I don't even know what else to say. I mean, I feel for you guys.
Yeah.
Some dark days are coming, my guys. Praying for you.
Yeah. Hang in
But
there. Maybe might want to start walk-on tryouts a little early.
I love the coach they hired. I don't think
Yeah.
he's going to do much this year.
Yeah.
I
And it's
don't.
not going to be his fault.
No, no.
Come on. Look here, man. You threw Bama in there, and we can't throw Auburn in as a loser?
You think they're a loser?
I don't know.
I'm done there on my list. Like I didn't have anybody. There's more that we could talk about. I think
I
I
know.
think I think
I
Notre
just need to
Dame was
shit
a
on I
sneaky
just need
good
to
one.
shit on some other teams. I mean,
I mean,
you
he's kind
know,
of doing the same thing Signetti and the Oklahoma State guys doing. He's just bringing South Florida
yeah,
with him.
I know. Uh, I know. I just thought if he could have kept, Deuce Knight and Cam Coleman, he would have been set up for success. But I get it. Yeah, I'm with you. I just want to talk shit about somebody. You know, my team had 14 people transfer out and only 8 transfer in. Right? Oh no, that's Georgia's numbers. Oh shit, my
I
bad.
was waiting on that. I was
Dang,
waiting on that.
I wrote that in the wrong spot. I
I
mean,
was waiting on that.
my team was ranked 13th in the SEC in the transfer portal rankings. Oh wait, no, that's Georgia too. Mine was 12th. But my team lost.
Oh, 12.
Um, okay.
Okay. So add
Hey,
some nuance
I
to
just got to
that.
make myself feel better, man. Come on, you're right. It's not what you lost, it's who you lost. I'm aware. Okay.
All right,
Just
we'll
let me
just end it on that.
let me have it. Let me
Yeah,
have
no,
it.
I'm gonna
Okay.
let you have it. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm done. I'm
No,
done. We're actually gonna end the
listen.
show. We're done.
Listen, I'm gonna say one more thing on the Bama thing. I'm not ready to call him a loser yet. I'm just ready to see what happens.
Yeah. I'll clip this so the Bama fans can
Loser.
hopefully love us again. And I'll tell you, they don't love me. And I kind of wish I didn't have this UGA stuff behind me because I already know what I'm going to hear on damn TikTok.
You can't see it right
Yeah.
now. You're hidden.
Am I?
Yeah,
Or is it?
yeah.
I'm talking
I
about
can.
stuff behind me.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't paying
I
attention to
mean,
that. Bama fans aren't smart enough for that. You're good.
oh, dear God. Clip that.
Don't do that, man. It's friendly fire. Friendly fire.
All right, guys. Hey, we made it under an hour. How about that?
Go us. Go us.
All right. Couple of show announcements. This may take 10 minutes. Couple of show announcements. Got some big guests lined up. Big guest. My guy, Coach Pops at the Veterans Sports Voice podcast. He has Miss Megan. I don't want to butcher her last name on live TV. I hope we get to ask her when I produce that show how to properly say it. But she is a big time former softball player at Appalachian State. She also has a huge, massive YouTube channel following. She does coaching and clinics and all this stuff, and she's broke all kind of records at App State. So she's a big time college softball player. Our guy, Coach Pop's going to be interviewing her on his show at Veteran Sports Voice Podcast. Next Tuesday, me, Austin, and Coach Pops is going to be interviewing a New York Times bestseller author, Monty Burke. He was the author of Saban, The Making of a Coach, which was a phenomenal book. That's the only book of his I've read, and he's already one of my favorite authors. But he has a new book coming out called Men of Troy. It's on the USC Pete Carroll era. And if it's anything like the Saban book, this book's going to be awesome. I'm actually going to buy it tonight, get it on my iPad, and start reading it. So that'll be next Tuesday, 7:30. Me and Austin will still be here Thursday, but we'll have a two, because it'll be on the We Talk Ball, Brandon, that interview. So we will be doing Tuesday and Thursday next week for that interview, and then our Thursday show. Next week, I'm doing an audible. Austin's going to be mad at me. He hates when I do this. We're going to do coaching grades before we get to our series that we're fixing to do for the month of February. So, yeah, all the comments just come in. Look at that. Coach Pop, sorry, I missed it. I don't know what StreamYard's got to get it together. I'll have to ask Pops if it done it to him too, because dude, I was just talking and 6 comments just popped up at once. So, but that too, y'all go Google that name. That too is coming on the show next Tuesday. But like I said, me, Austin, and Coach Pops also is going to interview a awesome author, promote his book, and also talk about the book. So that'll be good. Me and Austin will come back also Thursday. We'll do coaching grades, all the new hires. And then we're going to start a series that'll take us through the month of February. It's called the Autopsy Series. We're going to do an autopsy of each conference from this past football season, Power 4 conference, so Big 10, SEC, Big 12, and the ACC, not in that order. And yeah, we're just going to get on there. We're going to kind of dissect what happened, biggest surprises, biggest disappointments. What did we get wrong? What did we get right? We're going to brag on ourselves, also call ourselves idiots. Austin with the U, but yeah, we'll get to that. That'll be the whole month of February. We'll cover that. That'll be 4 weeks. And then we're going to move on to the 2026 season. After the autopsy series, it's all going to be about 2026 content, quarterback drafts, team drafts, Heisman drafts, spring question marks, our famous top 25 coaches rankings, which now that TikTok's big and exploding for our platform with 1,000 followers, I am positive that one's going to get us cussed out at a minimum several days throughout that week. So yeah, man, we appreciate it. What a great start to the off season. Go follow us at College Sports Crew on YouTube. Follow us at College Sports Crew on TikTok, and go follow us at College Crew on X. Austin, we'll see you later, brother.
See ya.
I got to figure out the comments.